Welcome back to the Flip Flop Fab Shop. In this video, we're going to be installing trailer wiring harness kit onto my 1996 Toyota Landcruiser. I'm going to go ahead and start installing this. This is the Hopkins kit, plug and play. I got it off of Amazon. It was like 50 bucks, so not too bad. And it's plug and play, so let's get started. I'm just going to take my impact. Hopefully I don't strip anything. You probably need a screwdriver for all this too. Dang, that piece has got some weight to it for some reason. Go ahead and pop this open. The heck? What is happening there? It looks like the it's melted. It like popped out and melted it. That's so weird. There's no black on here. It's not like the bulb melted it. That must have happened a long time ago. I've just never noticed. Okay. It's clear. All right, that should be good. Click it, pop it one more. Okay, that's good. That's so simple. Okay, let's start undoing these harnesses. So the black box will go on the passenger side of the vehicle if you're in the US. So that'll go on the right hand side of the vehicle. The yellow will go to the driver's side. And you'll plug this into, it's so windy here in Oklahoma. This will plug into the taillight on this side, and these two will plug into the taillight on this side. And then this plug here is for your actual pin, your 4-pin trailer connector. The kit also came with grease. I don't know if the grease is for all connections or if it's just for this connection. So I'm probably just not gonna put it on the actual taillight connector. So yeah, I'll start on the passenger side, I guess. I mean driver's side. This is the driver's side in the US. I'm gonna unplug this one. Okay, that one's in. Alright. I also forgot to mention, wrap this under the carpet in this cover. As you can see, I have it underneath there. And I'm gonna leave everything exposed until we test it. I just lifted this carpet up and routed the wire over. Okay, this is the harness we're looking for. We're on the passenger side now. Okay. Time for some grease real quick. I got it all plugged up right here. I did find some things that aren't hooked up back here. I don't know what's going on with that. See that white plug down there? That big plug with the puffy tape around it? I don't know. Kind of weird. Let's make sure my tail lights still work. So we checked the brake lights and the blinkers, hazards, daytime running lights. Everything was good. So I forgot, when you feed this through the grommet, the actual 4-pin harness through the grommet, you should probably disconnect it because you're gonna have to feed it up through the bottom with the connector side. In order to get to the grommet, I tried it from under the truck. It was really hard because the muffler's in the way. Couldn't get it. And then I had to take the whole panel off so I didn't have to like bend it out of the way. And I popped the grommet so it's inside the truck because I wasn't gonna be able to cut it from outside. So now I'm gonna take my razor blade and cut a slit in it. I'm probably gonna try to rotate it so the slit's on the bottom. So we'll do that. After many tries and tribulations, I finally got my 4-flat connector through the grommet. So at first I tried to remove the plug from under the vehicle. It's very hard to get to with the muffler in the way. And then I popped it. Well, then I had to get it back in, and then I tried to get it through. So I got the plug through on the interior side. And then I tried to cut a slit in it, as the directions say, but there wasn't enough slack for me to cut it, and it was like way too springy, so it was really hard to cut. I didn't want to cut myself. So what I did was, while the grommet was popped in, I went under the vehicle and I fed the connector side through, and I put the grommet back without cutting a hole in it. As you can see, if it'll focus. For the most part, it's down. It's not gonna pop out or anything. So I would say that's a success. Let's plug that back in. Man, everything's so hard with one hand. Okay, there's that. I'm also thinking about wrapping these, since it goes over this edge, I don't want it to fray. I might wrap it with Tessa tape so it doesn't rub through. And I'll show you what the route looks like underneath the truck. As you can see, there's my plug. I have the wire over the frame, and then I just have it running back here for now. That's kind of cool. I got the inside all tidied up, put put the Tessa tape on those two corners. I put another zip tie because there were a bunch of wires in that corner, just so they don't rattle around and hit the body. And I also ran zip ties underneath. Oh, what was that? See, there's the grommet. They come out, run along this harness, drops down, comes out between the receiver and the body, the rear bumper. And then and right here, I put two zip ties together and wrapped them through these bottom two holes. I don't even know what these holes are for, honestly. But put a zip tie through there, and now the plug sits right here. And if I do this, there she goes. So after a couple months after installing the Hopkins kit, I did have one problem, and that was when I had cruise control on. When I would hit the blinkers, it would basically register that I had hit the brakes, and cruise control would shut off every single time. And so I did some looking on the forums, and some people say if you have LED taillights, this will happen and stuff like that. So I have LED taillights. So I asked some people at work about this, because I work with engineers, so they have some electrical knowledge. And they basically said, well, this box is converting your signals. And so on a trailer, your brake lights act as brakes and blinkers. So it's kind of like this box, if you hit your blinkers, it's coming out. It's going to your 4-pin or it's going to your trailer, but it's also coming back and seeping up into the brake line wire. And then it's shutting your cruise control off because it thinks you're hitting the brakes. At least that's how I understood it. So what I did was, on the Hopkins, it tells you right here on the back, oh, right there, brake. So the red wire is the brake. So if you follow the red wire up, it plugs into the passenger side harness for the brakes. So these two connectors used to plug into each other. So what's happening is the red and red are coming out. They're combining into one right here. So if you cut this wire here, if you cut this off, your brakes will still work. They just wouldn't go to the trailer because they're spliced together right here. So what I did was I got a 60 volt, 5 amp diode. So a diode is basically, I don't know how you'd explain it, but it allows electricity to flow through it, but not backwards. So it's like a one-way valve. So yeah, you can see right here, 60 volt, 5 amps, and the part number is SR560. I got these off Amazon for like $8. So if you install this diode, I just temporarily have it installed. If you install this diode so that that little white or gray band is going towards the two wires, it'll allow electricity to flow through it, but it won't allow that blinker signal to come back up through it and shut your cruise control off. So I temporarily installed this, went on a drive, and no problems with the blinker. So cruise control works, no problems at all. So now I'm going to solder this together and put like heat shrink over the top of it so it doesn't corrode or anything. The trailer light harness works, looks mint. Got girlfriend's bikes loaded up. It's her brand new 125, the 50th anniversary. Pretty sweet. Still needs the graphics put on it. We took the original plastics off. Yep, looks pretty good. Since this trailer does have like I think it's like the 7-pin RV plug, I had to get an adapter to the 4-flat, to the receptacle, and it goes right there. Not bad. You can see I have it routed through the zip tie right there. Alright, after a few months of using the Hopkins wiring kit, this is kind of what I resorted to as the mounting position. So my zip ties broke eventually, so I just routed up under here. Because if it's dangling downwards, water will kind of collect in the cap. So that's what I started doing. And my blinkers still are intermittent with the harness. So basically, in the morning on the way to work, if I have my cruise control on and I hit the blinkers, it'll work most of the time. On the way home, when it's hotter, my cruise control, when I hit the blinkers, it shuts off every time basically. So it's a little intermittent. I feel like it did get a little better with my diode, but it is not the answer 100%. So I figure I'll just post the video anyway. Maybe someone can drop some information in the comments if they have any. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if I ever figure this out, I'll probably make a little update video on how to fix it. So thanks for watching.